This is the Lyca Super T20, and today we'll be seeing the tournament coming to an end. Two fixtures on the cards. An eliminator this morning, where we'll be seeing the next team, the second team, advance to the finals. The match broadcasting now is between CP Trekkers and Thunder Kayakers. Shot from Janet Mbaba, he plays it down the ground, but a slow outfield because of yesterday's rains. And good work there from Tino Sara, giving CP Trekkers just 2 runs off that beautiful shot. So those 2 runs bring us to the end half-court match on this particular game. Well, my name is Evan Sipi and Sajak here in the com. I have Lennon here with me. Good morning, Lennon, and welcome.
Viewers, beautiful day. The sun has not yet come out at all. Still cloudy up there in the skies. It's good we are having a game. Close down the Lyca Women'S T20.
So the 11th over is Apio Blessing Norin. Apio Blessing Norin, the product of Sorot Cricket Academy, was currently pursuing her studies at Lady Secondary School. Reliably sure that Apio Blessing Norin has support from Sorot Cricket Academy in terms of school fees. It started out from her back the batters is now for the CP Trekkers. The captain for the side, Janet Mbaba, the Nandes Trekkers end. Whereas William Mohammed is the other batter on strike. One thing about these 2 batters, Lennon, is that Janet Mbaba is currently the captain of the Victoria Pals, whereas Jimia Mohammed Abdallah is the former captain for the Baby Victoria Pals, the under-19 women's team. When they're from the US and they take a chance to strike. Two officials from Janet Mbaba that strikes Ritam Samali. Samali also the vice captain for the Victoria Pals. What a game we have on the cards. We'll be having the final happening later on in the afternoon. CP Trekkers currently at 55 for 1 after 10.3 overs. And just a reminder, Thunder Kayakers 1 in the toss. Covers, good work there from Kevin. No run is taken.
Very important game. Uganda. Also a lesson to learn. Good stop there from Sarah to take, and they will definitely take on inside the 30. And that will bring the close to the 11th over 56 for the loss of 1.
11, well poised. Well, I tell you, when you look at the scores of this tournament, Lennon, something above 100 has always been defended. Also, you would look at that team of the Thunder Kayakers having some batters, some also patterns. Send them to, so they make sure that they get themselves to a very good position. Now Ritam Sama returns. He starts with the full one, a bit of one side edge, down square leg, another square taken there by Jimmy Mohammed.
Talking about Ivan, the average team scoring around the 90s, just a little bit past 100. Shows that the teams were really selected, the players were really well balanced across all the 4 teams, and gives opportunities for developing players to mingle with the boundary. Janet Babazi working very well using her 30 to tickle that scoreboard. Every run per ball.
Of course, Janet Babazi was opening the batting in this game alongside Lyca Women'S. But Lyca Women'S not taking a lot of time at crease. This pair has been opening the batting for the side, but this time around they took a take to bring Lyca down to the order, and she was dismissed early in the innings. Making it 58 for 1. Lyca Women'S was caught by Glover Joan of Kevin Oge's bowling.
Interesting scene to see Rita Musamali back with the ball. It has taken a while, but she got some strides behind her, able to get back at
This tournament of fuzz that is played up. It will fall short of the fielder, Joan Pilora. Good work. They run very quickly there. They're trying to pick up a double. A bit sloppy at the end. Pilora Joan should have done better. That was played so good. The current cup. Try and make sure that she doesn't let them take that second one. But good work there being done by Janet Babazi. As I was telling you, the way these teams were selected, the senior players in each team and youngsters coming from different parts of the country really means that the mature players, some players have a short responsibility. They can do that and achieve a lot. That is to go backward. Your place will watch it through to the boundary. Good placement there from Babazi to pick up another boundary. Good work from this partnership.
there. All that needed to be punished by Janet Babazi any day. Full onto the patch, slipped away, definitely got past that fielder, your place would rather just go to the boundary and pick it up.
Runs seem to be flowing there for the CP Trinta. One thing you could see from these teams is that they got the names from waterfalls. That's played down to mid-wicket. Beg your pardon, mid-wicket. Mohammed was taking off very good, but a big lesson back where they have had Janet Babazi. Well, that marks the end of over and over. And the 68 for 1 is the score. This is the final day. The Lyca Women'S T20 happening here at the iconic logo cricket oval. Ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you're watching me, good morning and welcome to this matchup. I will be seeing introduction of Sarah. But when you look at the table standings, of course these two teams played in a double round robin, and the team that topped the log, Bujagal Raptors, after winning 6 out of 6, have already went to the finals. So the other team to advance to the final will be decided between the winner here. Will it be Tandakayakas or it will be CP Trekkers? But Karuma Rapids also being in this tournament, but completing winless. They just got 1 point after a rain washed out affair, and they could quickly pack their bags and go back home. Janet Babazi is still looking for something here. Yeah, indeed, the second wicket for CP Trekkers, they are falling. Jamia Mohammed Abdallah going for the floater, but eventually not managing to dispatch it away. Tino Sarah with cunning tricks. Inside floater, Jamia thought it was the ball hit in the air. It's a catch taken. Rita Samali work that are being done by the kayakers. So try to make sure that they fight and get back into this game. The new batter in Shila Namagoba. Shila Namagoba is from Uganda Secondary School. Shila Namagoba should be the captain who is coming in the feet. Nampina shot very, very strong on the leg side, gets one in the slot and manages to pump it over the deep square leg area. A little bit of the back there for Mr. Nampina. Boundary right away. Actually, it went between two fielders. Deep mid wicket and fine leg. Now, taps it down the ground, it takes off very quickly. Good work, Kevin Amugi, stopping her from taking that run. That should be the ball there from Tino Sarah. And the dot ball from Sarah Tino. Mark, Sarah as part of the reserves. Last year. And after 13 overs, 74 for 2. The score, Genetic overs 48 or 42. Just 2 runs shy of picking up a very good half century for her side. Stephanie Nampina 4 of 3. Surprisingly, the only waterfall I've ever been at is Uganda. Even after that is just a few meters from the road that takes me back to the top. Tracker tries to cut it. Takes Sarah quick. No run is taken again. This should be the plan there for the Tanda. Make sure that they hold the lengths to keep them in the matchup. down the ground but straight to the fielder, and no run is taken. Two up there from takes Sarah to mark at the end of the 14th over. And after 14 overs, 76 for 2 is now the score. It's going to be a buffet of commentators, and for now, Lennon Kamuga will take a break as I welcome my strategic partner, Mr. Bakasaze. Morning, Jeff, and welcome.
Morning, Ivan. Thank you. Morning to our viewers. This is the Lyca Super T20. Watching live from the Bobo Cricket Oval. Bobo Cricket here in Uganda. Right to what the Janet years a half century. One run which requires to complete her first half century of the game. Ivan, the difference, in my opinion, with the sides has been the ability of the senior players showing up in there. That's why you see teams like Jagali topping the table.
Yabujagali unbeaten, 6 out of 6. Kevin Amuge returns there to bowl. Kevin Amuge, the most economical bowler so far, she's bowled 2 overs up front, picking up the wicket of Nalukenge, and she only went for 7 runs in those 2 overs, an economy rate of 3.50. Good captains there from Ritam Samali. If you have a good bowler and you want to break a partnership, try and make sure that you bring that bowler quickly back. She's also a player for the Victoria Pearls, made her debut at the recently concluded Kwibuka, but part of that team that went to the Namibia qualifiers, where Uganda was unfortunately beaten by Namibia. Sorry, by Zimbabwe. Well, that single there from Janet Babas will bring up her well-constructed half-century. 50 off 49, and she will raise up her bat. What a knock she's had this morning, Jeff.
A very, very handy knock there from Janet Mbaba's 50 off 48 deliveries, setting her team on course for a big total here. Anything above 90 will be a challenging total to chase.
Now will be Stefan Napina, take guard. Tries to go for the half a right shot. That what was the pads, but the umpire says that wasn't going out. Whoever wins here, Jeff, will be joining the Bujagal Rafters in the final, which will happen at this very ground. Broadcasted live. Will be an interesting one. We've seen teams coming from eliminators and going on to win tournaments. So you can't really rate off anyone who is playing here. As long as your senior players come to the party, you can quickly pick up victory. Balls it full, and that is well swept there by Stefan Nampina. Will beat that fielder backwards, and that will go away for a boundary.
A very, very good shot here from Stephanie Nampina. Kevin there guilty of straying onto the pads. Stephanie Nampina very strong off her pads. Leapt quickly onto that one, swept it down to fine leg, picking up a beautiful boundary for her team. And that takes the total to 82 for 2 in 14.4 overs.
I tell you, Stefan Nampina loves playing balls backward of the square, and she loves everything coming to her feet. If Kevin Amuge could just think quite better and maybe try and bowl it either straight to the stumps or maybe outside off stump, she could quickly pick those dots. Again, same area. This time that passes the hands of the wicketkeeper. Mbali Naomi not holding on to that chance. Quick running between these two and managed to pick up a double.
Very, very good understanding between the two batters. They know if they stick in and play the remaining 5 overs, they'll be able to take their team to anything above 100. As I was saying earlier, the past score in this tournament has been 90, so if you're able to score anything above 100, give yourselves a good chance of picking up a win and making it to the final.
There is some more batting which will be coming in for the CP Trekkers. Fiona Kulume Egaru, Hasfanaula, Teddy Oyela, Namagobashira are all batters who can give you some handy knocks. Now, sweeps it again. Left, right of the fielder, and that will also race away for another boundary. Kevin Amuge not getting hold onto that proper line, and she concedes another boundary there from Stephanie Nampina. Very, very loose bowling there from a star bowler like Kevin Amuge. You know, scoring zones of Stephanie Nampina should be trying to bowl away from her zone, challenge her a bit, but kept on bowling to the pads straight away a couple of times. And with that, brings an end to over number 15. Score standing at 88 for 2. Stephanie Nampina and Janet Mbabazi, 2 players there for the Victoria Powers. Now in for the CP Trekkers. Into the attack from the Ginger Road end is Apio Blessing. A wide call there from the umpire Simon Chintu, and they're able to complete a couple. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome commentary partner Kangume Lennon into the comms box. Lennon is also the skipper of the Nile Cricket Club, who featured in the Division 2 50 overs league.
Thanks, Jeff. Just about the game, I've really liked the way Janet's positivity, especially running in between the wickets. Really, from the ball one, she has really taken on the fielders. And perhaps it's why she's in her 50s. So I really think today it has been positive from her.
Yes, a positivity with a lot of responsibility. We've seen her a couple of times earlier on in the tournament, throwing away her wicket. This time crafting a good 50, chanceless 50 there for her team. Good strike rotation there from Stephanie Nampina, trying to get the set batter on 2 strike.
It's a good thing teams can take away from this tournament, especially if you see how the way the top orders manage it. So except the wicket they lost earlier on in the innings for 0 for the youngster, but I think the Jimia Muhammad and Stephanie have given Janet, their skipper, a good run for their money the way they have played. That's the pressure I'm talking about, putting the fielders on pressure and taking those singles when the ball is just in the 30s.
Very, very good call there from Janet. Put the pressure. Sarah Akiteng on pressure. Unable to collect there, and they complete another single.
Missed out on that one. Wanted to take it on just sweeping it. Played those couple of shots and they have been effective. And she's given out. That hit the back pad, and the umpire, Mr. Simon Chintu, doesn't hesitate and raises the finger. CP Trekkers lose their 3rd wicket.
A very, very big wicket there for Itanda Kayaka's Janet Mbabazi was set and on course to score a big total. Apio Blessing, the under-19 star there, picking up a wicket for her team. Well, Lennon, I tell you, this is a very good initiative from Cricket Uganda, organizing such a tournament, ensuring that the upcoming youngsters get enough experience from the national team players. New batter in for CP is Fiona Egaru Kulume, another player for the Victoria Powers. Kulume should be looking at continuing the good work done there by Janet. 16 overs down with the score at 96. At this stage, they should be looking at adding another 30 runs in the remaining 4 overs, given the resources they have. 7 wickets in hand there. Amiro Mary there, a big hitter from Ginger SS, picking up a dot ball to start with.
That's wide, and that will probably go down, but it will be collected by the fielder due to that wet outfield out there. It slows the ball, and they will definitely take 3 runs. Wide. That was good running in between the wickets. That brings up the 100-run mark for CP Trekkers. They're 100 for 3 after 16.1 overs. They're really getting on, and we just wondering how many can they add in the remaining allotted 4 overs. Probably put up a challenging total for the Itandaka Yakers. Of course, Rita Musamali and her troops will look to just at least try to marginalize this to just less than 20 runs because it can get out of hand.
Fiona Kulume there off the mark. It's a single with a beautiful shot played down to the long on area. This stage, skipper Rita Musamali should rally her troops and make sure they limit the damage. Anything in the regions of 120 will be a challenging score for them to chase. Therefore, they should try to limit number of runs these two batters are able to get. Amiro Mary there being generous and offering another wide to the CP Trekkers.
Well fielded in the covers by Amuge Kevin, Namiro Mary, another Ginger SS youngster. Very, very economical, just 2.2 overs. Of course, conceding 17 runs.
Another dot ball there for Namiro Mary. These are the youngsters, the future of cricket in Uganda. It's beautiful to see them turn up and play a beautiful brand of cricket. Very, very wide swing there from Stephanie Nampina, and she's unable to make a connection. Namiro Mary there picking up another dot ball. Dot balls will build pressure, and the batter might end up making a mistake. Very, very good bowling there from Namiro.
That's hit hard. The fielder will try to stop it. Good dive, but that will pass the boundary. Good shot from Stephanie Nampina.
Very, very beautiful shot there from Stephanie Nampina. Namiro straying down onto her pads, clipped that one beautifully, bisected the two fielders at mid-wicket and long on, picked up another boundary for her team. Stephanie already on 22 of 15 deliveries, trying to motor on for her team. Anything above 120 will be a challenging total. Give them a chance to play in the finals.
That will be the end of the 17th over. The score is 106 with a loss of 3 wickets.
Well, Lennon, looking at the format of the tournament, double round robin there. CP Trekkers picking up just a solitary win and a draw, but this eliminator giving them a chance to make it to the final, and they are taking the opportunity with both hands. Tino Sarah into the attack from the shell end. Wild swing there from Fiona Kurume, and she's unable to make a connection. Dot balls build pressure, and the signs are there to tell Fiona now dropping her head and just swinging at the ball, playing the wrong line on that occasion. Treads down the wicket and picks up a single. Fiona Kurume. Very, very good bowling there for Tino Sara, who made her international debut for Uganda earlier on in the Kwibuka tournament. We'll have to see this girl feature more for the national team.
Just disappointed on how things have slowed down after Janet Mbabazi went out. I'll be disappointed at 14 overs, 12 overs. CP Trekkers who at the 70 run mark, but Guinness proceedings now, it seems they won't get past 120. The way the bowlers have tightened up their lines, especially this beautiful over from Tino Sara, just one from it. Another good swing there. They're looking to get a double, but they'll only settle for only a single. And that will mark the end of the 18th over. The score is 108 for the loss of 3 wickets.
2 overs to go. If they can pick up 12 runs, that will take them to the 120 mark. Then on, I'd like to remind you that the Kayakers thus far in the tournament have only reached the 100-run mark once. And so this total surely is above par what they've been scoring. Scored a couple of 70s, 90s, and 80s, but only scored 100 once. This means CP Trekkers have given themselves a good chance of making it to the final. Bulk of the runs from the Kayakers have been scored by Rita Musamali. If they're able to keep her quiet, would have done the job. Namiro Mary back into the attack from the Ginger Road end. 2 overs left in this particular contest. Eliminator, the Lyca Super T20. Very, very lazy there from Stephanie Nampina, almost giving a catch to the fielder at covers.
Of course, the CP Trekkers would want Nampina to be the one last man there to finish off their innings. They believe they can get more if she's still on that wicket. Of course, Mary Namiro just making sure that can get at least restrict this team below 120 runs. Swiped away, and that races to the boundary. Stephanie Nampina on the charge gets her 5th boundary. CP Trekkers are currently at 112 for the loss of 3 wickets.
Very, very good batting there from Stephanie Nampina. That was in her zone. Backed herself and cleared the boundary. Stephanie, 27 off 20, striking at 135. Love to see her maintain strike as much as possible in the remaining 10 deliveries. Big swipe at that one. Unfortunately, she gets an edge, and the catch is completed by Sarah Akiteng at backward point. Very, very disappointing. Stephanie Nampina has to depart with 27 runs off 21 deliveries. Tanda putting up a fight, not going down like that, putting up a fight here.
Short cameo from Stephanie Nampina, who could have taken her team probably to the 130-run mark. Very disappointing and shameful. But very beautiful bowling from the young Mary Namiro, and beautifully taken by Sarah Akiteng in the point region.
Very, very beautiful bowling there from Namiro, realizing that Stephanie is very strong off her pads, keeping that one away from the stumps. And Stephanie Nampina, commonly known as the Dawn, Had a wild swing at that one. Just managed an edge.
New batter is Naola Hasifa at number 6. Yes, a wide there. They will look not to give away those. They have been so generous in the whole game. They've given out 19 extras. The Itanda Kayekas probably should have been 20 runs short, or should have, that 100 throw should have been 80 right now. But they've given out a lot of extras, close to 20. Another wide there, signaled by the umpire, Athola Sharon.
I think at this stage, Namiro seeing the new batter in, perhaps an age mate in the same age group, now trying to attack the stumps, getting off a plan, just keep bowling outside off, get the dot balls and get the job done. But now she's trying to attack the stumps and ending up bowling wides. Very, very good stuff there. Just keep bowling outside, be off stump, pick up those dot balls for your team, get the job done nice and easy. Don't try the hard things. Now she's trying to attack the stumps. Ended up bowling a couple of wides.
Just putting it into context, what I've liked about these games, they bring out what really happens at the bigger stage. But of course, this is a smaller stage. But in these situations, especially the last 4 overs, how a team in either departments, the bowling and the batting, how a team handles itself. Since Stefani, a good batsman, lose a wicket, and a great deal of balls are remaining, could have finished it off at a higher, for her team with a better strike rate and put some runs on board. But as for, she has let in a batter who probably can't hit the ball like her. Of course, it's disadvantageous. And the bowling, you see, it's getting wary and wary. They are not picking the wickets and they are still giving out extras to this time.
A man card there from Namiro Mary. Tentative appeal. This is a wicket, but the fielding team perhaps not interested, trying to play in the spirit of the game. But a man card is a legal wicket, so it's also in the spirit of the game for the batter not to overback up.
Yeah, it's always frustrating for the bowler to just see the batter taking off even before you reach your stride. Beautiful shot there. Will be collected by beautifully picked there in the long on region. Only set off for 1. That's the end of the 19th over. The score is 116 for the loss of 4 wickets. As we are heading into the last over of the first innings of the game between CP Trekkers and Itanda Kayekas, which is an eliminator match for the Lyca Women'S T20.
Very, very important single there of the last delivery of the 19th, ensuring that Fiona Kurume is on strike for the last over of this particular contest.
Jeff, just a quick one. As a batter on the striker's end, or on the wicket, what are you thinking right now? Last 6 deliveries, we are at 116 for 4. We have some batters behind us. So what's your thoughts?
Well, Lennon, given the stage of the game and given the ability we've seen thus far in the tournament, 100 is already above par. 6 deliveries, I'd love to keep it simple. Get 6 runs off of 6 deliveries. Anything else would be extra. But more importantly, love to keep Kurume on strike. So if I'm Kurume, try to get 2 at least off every ball or a boundary on each ball to maintain strike. But 6 off 6 is enough for them, because that will take the total to 123. Itanda Kayekas only scored 100 once in this tournament.
Sarah Kiteng has been entrusted by her skipper to bowl that last over. Very familiar scenes. Or is keeping it tight for the batters to just take her on. Just played downtown there to the mid-wicket region area, but they will only go for a single, and which brings Naula Hasfa to the strike. Probably what she's looking at to get that single, bring back Fiona, the aggressor, on strike, like earlier on Jeff stated.
Yes, Nasfa should be looking at getting that single. Perhaps tap and run, but unable there. Big booming drive, and she misses. And that goes on to rattle the timber. Sarah Akiteng picking up a wicket there. Tight lines from her. Her first wicket in this contest. But importantly, another dot ball in the last over. Score still standing at 118 after 19.3 deliveries. Come to the business end of the Lyca Super T20. 7 days of action here at Lugogo Cricket Oval. Beautiful shots of cricket, beautiful catches, beautiful wickets have been picked up by the ladies. And today is the showdown. Final day. Ujagali Rafters already into the finals, having topped the table after the double round robin. And this eliminator between the Itanda Kayakers and CP Trekkers, trying to find team number 2 to make it to the final of the first edition of the Lyca Super T20. Namagoba Sheila, the new batter in. Good shot played there down to short fine. Picks up a single to give Fiona Kurume the strike. Very good shot there by the youngster. Knows as Fiona is the stronger batter of the two. So give her enough. Give her the strike. Give her a chance to score more runs for your team. Walks down the wicket, plays that one through the mid-wicket region. 2 is the call. Fiona quickly off her feet, but Naula, pardon me, Namagoba a bit slow, and she's run out. Very good throw there from the fielder. Ilora Joan. Good throw there to Sarah Akiteng, who completed the run out. Another wicket there for Itanda Kayakers. But most importantly for CP Trekkers, Fiona Kurume is on strike for the final delivery of the innings. Score is at 120. What Lennon called for earlier on. 120, but they still have a delivery to go. If they can get perhaps 2 runs off that one, they'll be contented. CP Trekkers have found it hard to get going in the tournament. But finally, when it mattered most, the skipper Janet Mbabazi there, hitting her first half century of the tournament and setting her team on course for victory.
Important try to the CP run. Umpire signals Kurume will want to take that one out of the park anywhere. Swiped away. That fielder gets behind the ball. They'll look for a couple. And good throw. And she will effect the run out there. Mary Namiro getting in a good hand to the bowler, Sarah Kiteng, who completes the 7th wicket for the Itanda Kayakers. And the total score is 124 for the loss of 6 wickets after 20 overs. That has been the first innings. the first innings of the eliminator match of the Lyca Super T20 League for the women. The CP Trekkers, the Itandaka Akers won the toss earlier on at 9 and elected to bowl for the CP Trekkers. Of course, the CP Trekkers put up a good score, very, very competitive, of 124 runs for the loss of 7. Of course, Janet Mbabazi, the captain, leading from the front, scoring 52 runs of 52 deliveries with a good strike rate of 100. Of course, Stephanie Nampina, the aggressor, coming in scoring 27 of 21 runs. And Jimia Muhammad Abdallah playing a supporting role to Janet, getting 12 of 28 deliveries. On the bowling side, 5 bowlers picked a wicket apiece. Amuge Kevin, Tino Sarah, Namiro Mary, Sarah Kitenga, and Apio Blessing. And of course, the most economical of them is the youngster Tino Sarah. Bowled 4 overs, conceded 14 runs with an economy of 3.5 per over. We shall be back for the second innings in a few. Stay.
eliminator match here between the Itanda Kayakers and CP Trekkers. Itanda Kayakers with all the work to do. A quick look at their batting stats. Rita Musamali, 178 runs, a bulk of the runs for the team there, followed by the big hitting Mary Namiro and Mbwali Naomi with 60 runs. Today, a big day. Entire team will have to show up.
Fiona Kulume that opened the bowling. Starts with the dot ball. That's a very good start, good signs. The first ball always sends the message. And I tell you, the quick, clear message there is that CP Trekkers will have a go at this one. And we've seen the Itanda Kayakers struggling, well chasing. Others play down the ground, but still no run is taken. Good start there from the CP Trekkers.
Very good start up front there by Fiona Kulume, picking up 2 dot balls. Couple of bowlers in the CP side there. Good bowling rotation. They'll put breaks to the chase. A very, very good shot there played by the youngster up and over cover region, picking up 2 runs and very, very impressive running between the wickets.
Ilora Joan managing close to that one past the fielders on the onside. And they managed to pick up that double. I tell you, Jeff, if the Itanda Kayakers have to get something in this one, they need to get themselves off a good start. Now, a bit of an edge there, but Teddy Oyela will do the work of not letting that one go for any run.
A lot of responsibility there being given to the openers, Ilora Joan and Acheng Elizabeth, if they're able to get their team off to a good start.
Joan Ilora from Molira High School, Elizabeth Acheng from Jinja Secondary School. But that's a fine shot there from Ilora Joan backward of the square, and she manages to pick up that double. These 2 girls were both at the girls' nationals, and both of them were in that under-19 Baby Victoria Pearls camp that happened at Ginger SS a few weeks ago. But now they've been brought to the big stage to make sure that they dance to the music of their seniors.
Dancing to the music of the seniors it is. And Ivan, I tell you, I'm very, very impressed by these 2 youngsters running between the wickets. Not sluggish whatsoever. Very, very quick off their feet. Picking up 4 runs in the first over from Fiona Kulume.
4 runs in the first over will mean 121 runs from as many as 114 balls for a victory. Tanda Kayakers there. The Bujagal Rafters will be the happier side, and they will watch closely because their opponent that they will be facing in the finals will be coming from this very fixture. And now the captain Janet Timba is just making sure that she sets the right field for Elizabeth Acheng. And it will be Nasuna Tahia to bowl the second over of the game. Nasuna Tahia is a former captain for Jack Cricket Club. She is also a student at Jinja Secondary School. But Nasuna is the name given to the princesses from the Uganda Kingdom. And now she will be bowling her quick balls using her left arm. She loves bowling round. And now she will be coming in from the side of the shell.
Nasuna bowling to her colleague Acheng Elizabeth. Both have gone through the hands of Coach Habib Mugarula. A good solid defense there from Acheng Elizabeth. Good lines there and length from Nasuna up front. Picking up a dot ball to start with.
These 2, Jeff, both play for Jinja Secondary School Cricket Club. They know each other quite well. They've trained from that Jinja outfit. But those 2 have trackers there from Nasuna Tahia are real good balls. Back-to-back dots there. And I tell you, if the Itanda Kayakers cannot explode up front, they're at the verge of losing this one. And the final might have CP Trekkers and Vijaga Rafters because the Karoma Rapids already on their way home, having not picked up anything apart from the only point they got after that rain washed out affair against the CP Trekkers. They remained winless in the entire tournament. They've been point donors, and now they don't have any chance. Another dot ball there from Nasunata here. And I tell you, a dot ball here means more pressure for the Itanda Kayakers.
Dot balls build pressure. Another half tracker batter there rocking on the back foot, playing dead on a ball that should have been dispatched. Well, Ivan, that leaves me wondering, what's the team strategy here? If you have batters like Mbwali Naomi, Nami Romeri, who can hit a big long ball, perhaps you could have sent one of them early on, get the chase off to a quick start. Very, very good line there from Nasuna. An outside edge there from Acheng almost carries to the fielder in the gully region. Another dot ball. 5 dot balls in the over thus far. Pressure building on the Itanda Kayakers.
One thing I like about Acheng Elizabeth is that she's kept on the basics and playing with that straight bat. But she needs to make sure that she is scoring for her team because the team doesn't need dot balls at the moment. And that will be a maiden over there completed by Nasuna here. 4-2 is the score.
Very, very good bowling there from Nasuna with a bit of luck. Couple of short half trackers going unpunished. But that doesn't take away the good work being done by the team fielders backing her, ensuring that no runs were taken off that over.
Yeah, Fiona Kulume Egaru will now return to bowl the second over. Kulume Fiona Egaru, part of the team that went in Namibia just a few weeks ago during that women's qualifiers, the Victoria Pearls. Unfortunately, she didn't play any game, but right now she is here still chipping in some balls for the CP Trekkers. Kulume Fiona is also a product of the Soroti Cricket Academy and currently on some sorts of a sponsorship, of course, cutters of the academy, where she's learning to be a dispatcher, flight dispatcher, those people who make routes for the aeroplanes. She'll be completing her first license, I think, next year. But that's some good work to make sure that players not only excel on the pitch, but they also excel outside of the pitch. Because actually, after playing the game, there is a life. So that Cricket Academy doing a lot of good work to make sure that they nurture so many youngsters here.
A quick single there taken by Ilora Joan, another product of the said Soroti Cricket Academy. Very, very good work they're doing there, changing lives. Ivan, remind me, is that their slogan, Soroti Cricket Academy, changing lives?
Not really building dreams.
Building dreams. But indeed, they're building dreams while changing lives.
Yeah, you would feel that you had it right. Because actually, it's a bit clear. But a good work there. Actually, when you look at that CP Trekkers side, has some products of that academy. Jimia Mohamed Abdallah, the wicket keeper, the captain Janet Mbabazi, and Fiona Kulume Egaru, all in that outfit. Now, Kulume, bit of a half tracker, she tries to work it backward of the square, but no run is taken. The umpire will just try and make sure that she confirms if the batter is. Now tries to go for a bombing drive. Shouts of how is it? And the umpire obliges. That is a beautiful catch there from Jimia Mohammed Abdallah. First wicket for the CP Trackers. Good work there. Try and make sure that they put early pressure.
Early pressure indeed, Ivan, after a couple of dot balls and second maiden over there. Finally pick up a wicket. Ilora Joan trying to get going. Fishes outside the line and edges that one to the keeper, Jimia Muhammad, who takes a beautiful catch. CP Trackers notching up their first wicket in this chase. New batter in, Mbwali Naomi, the wicket keeper batter for Itanda Kayakers, with a lot of work to do.
If you made a call of Mbwali Naomi, as you said, there is need to be explosion at the beginning of the innings, and now there comes Mbwali Naomi. Mbwali Naomi will be looking at exploding before the field is widespread during this power play if she is to get her team off a solid start.
Yes, I hope Mbwali can heed to my call. Take use of the power play. Only two fielders outside the ring. Fine leg and the fielder at third man. Given her strength down the wicket. Play those shots she's known for. Can play beautiful drives over mid-off and mid-on. Can play as straight as you like down the screen. Can loft it over the covers. I'd love to see her back herself and utilize her skills. Put some runs on the board for her team.
Playing dead. Not sure if it was your call, but that dot ball will mark the end of the over. And after the second over, sorry, after the third over, score stands at 7 for 1. 118 runs from as many as 102 balls. If the Itanda Kayakers have a chance to up something in this game, Itanda Kayakers were very generous in the first innings, giving away 23 extras. But CP Trackers also complementing the generosity. They've given away 2. And Inasuna Tahir will now return the ball from the side of the shell. Her first over was a maiden. Now she will be coming to bowl to her schoolmate. Chen goes for a booming drive but misses that one completely, and the dot ball there from Nasuna Tahir to kick off the fourth over of the second innings.
Ivan, at this stage, I think the message from the dugout should be keep it simple. A required run rate still lingering around a 6 runs per over, and that's a manageable run rate. Don't let the required run rate get out of hand. Another half tracker there going unpunished. Acheng Elizabeth guilty of rocking back and forth. Very, very unsteady on the crease there. Uncertain of what to do.
A boundary every over would mean that the game is still in touch for the Itanda Kayakers. Chenge Elizabeth needs to try and make sure that she just rotates strike to and make sure that she brings the dangerous Naomi Mbwali on strike. But she's playing dead. A good technique for a 50-over game or a test match. But in this T20 game where you need to explode, I tell you, you do not need players who bat dead up front. And now that's another lot from Nasuna Tahir. Nasuna Tahir, when she was rising through the ranks, that was around the time when Coach Habib Mugala wasn't in Jinja, when he had gone to Kamengo at the Serenity Park. Nasuna Tahir, greatly coached by Odoi Alozias, and every time I could share with Odoi, he could tell me that he believed in her. Her left-arm bowling, and I tell you right now, she is one of those bowlers who are doing a lot of good work. She's now come to the big stage, and she's making sure that she doesn't let anything go away. Just keeping everything Nathan Simbo, stump to stump, then that line close to the off stump. Nasunata here as she picks up those dot balls to pay more pressure to the Tanda.
A lot of pressure there. I don't know what communication Mbwali has sent to her partner. Should be asking for a single to get on strike. Very, very beautiful run up there from Nasunata here. But Acheng Elizabeth with no scoring options, playing dead once again, and Nasunata here picking up another maiden. 2 maidens up front in the power play. That means you're left with 18 overs to score from. A very, very big task for the Itanda Kayakers. Mbwali Naomi should take charge. Make sure you're on strike as much as possible. But again, Ivan, cricket is a very unforgiving game. Should be quick to learn, quick to adapt. And Acheng Elizabeth, at this stage, should be realizing that her team has a lot of work to do. She can't keep on blocking the balls. Try to score off every delivery, find scoring options, learn quickly, and you'll enjoy the game. Learn slowly, you play the game in misery. Very, very good shot there played by Mbwali Naomi. Good drive, races away but cut off by the fielder, and they complete a couple.
We've seen a slow outfield here at showing some aggression that occasion gave as Fiona Kulme Egaru returns to ball. Her experience, she's been with Victoria Pearls outfit. The recent 2 outings, the Kwibuka and the Namibia qualifiers, she's traveled with the team. So she really needs to bring that experience to the party. But at least, despite Mbwali Naomi blocking the first ball when she's just come in, she's tried that she shows some aggression there, Mbwali. But this is the Lyca Women's Super T20 happening here at Alogogo Cricket Oval. And this is the final match day. This is an eliminator match. We'll be having the final later on in the afternoon. The Vijagal Rafters already in the final. And whoever wins here will join them in the afternoon. Tournament sponsored by Lyca Uganda and Cricket Uganda. Make sure that you keep it Cricket Uganda. Subscribe to the YouTube page. Get down to the comments and tell us who might win this inaugural edition. Try and make sure that you keep engaging yourselves with us. Now, that is blocked again, and no run is taken. Good line and length there from Fiona Kulume.
Yes, a very, very good bowling from Fiona Egaru. CP Trekkers with a couple of experienced bowlers there, and the youngster chipping in with invaluable maidens there, making the job easy for the team. Very, very good shot played there by Naomi Mbwali. Those are the shots I was calling for, straight down the wicket, picking up a boundary for her team.
Indeed, Mbwali Naomi is very, very strong, playing those balls down the ground. She picks up a boundary for her side, and I tell you, a boundary every over will keep the Itanda Kayakers very, very close. When you're chasing GF, you don't need that gap between the number of balls and the number of runs required to become very, very wide. You need to make sure that you keep yourself either ahead in terms of GLs or keep yourself very close. Try swing again, but doesn't connect. And the dot ball there from Fiona Kulume to mark the end of over number 5.
Mbwali Naomi should play with controlled aggression at this stage. Picked up a boundary, should realize that just a single delivery in the over. Look for that single and maintain strike, drop and run. Don't just swing at everything. But well, that doesn't take away the good work by the bowler. Good lines there. Nasuna Tahia once again being trusted by her skipper Janet Mbabazi, being given her 3rd over. One good turn deserves another is the saying. And after notching up 2 maiden overs, Nasuna being rewarded with a 3rd in the power play. A very, very good work she has done for her team, keeping them in the contest. And with the maidens, required net run rate has soared to above 7 and over.
Starts off with a dot ball right away. 112 runs needed by Itanda Kayakas from 89 deliveries there to pick up victory and advantage already CP Trackers, because they're trying to make sure that the required run rate grows even bigger. Jeff here picking up the dot ball on her first delivery. Another dot ball there. Shilana Magova running in very quickly there at covers, cutting off that one for no run. Beautiful work being done by the CP Trackers to keep themselves in the context. An eliminator for the Lyca Women's T20 happening here at Lugogo Cricket Oval. A bit of a short pitch delivery, but still she goes away with it. I tell you, the wicketkeeper Jimmy Mohammed has also done some good work, not letting the balls go past her. Sometimes you see the wicketkeeper not playing for the opposition, but Jimmy Mohammed just trying to make sure that she keeps everything nice and tidy behind the stumps.
It's a very good work there by the keeper backing her bowlers. When we're in the qualifier in Namibia, Coach Brian mentioned something that still echoes in my head. You only know how good a wicketkeeper is if they're not recognized, they're not mentioned. That means they're doing a lot of good work. But every time people are complaining that balls are straying, ABC is not happening, runouts are not being completed, then you know the wicketkeeper. Really slow, because what they have on their plate really doesn't fit into this context in their chase. Let's see how the proceedings of the middle overs will go. Naula Hasfa there into the attack. Mbwali Naomi latches onto that one, picks up a single. Naula Hasfa, a student at Masaka SS, learning to ply her cricket trade through the hands of Coach Yusuf Nanga. Another one for the future. Now into the attack for the CP Trackers, trying to find their way into the final of the inaugural edition of the Lyca Super T20. CP Trackers having an opportunity to have a go at the final, taking it with both hands, having been unlucky on a couple of occasions.
scoring 124 in the eliminator and already bossing proceedings after 6.1 overs, only conceding 14 runs. Good delivery there from Naula Hasfa. Acheng Elizabeth once again guilty of shuffling across. Love to see her have a stable base. Perhaps these are things I hope the coach is watching. When she goes back to school, work on that. Have a stable base and play your shots. But she's always moving, and by the time the ball reaches her, very, very unstable and shaky, unable to make a connection. Watches that one. Has left a couple of deliveries in a T20 game.
She should do something about it. It's a very, very poor batting show we are seeing from her. You can't conceive 21 deliveries just off one ball. Never in this world, in anywhere, is that acceptable. She should be looking for runs for her team. These are not a lot of runs, but you have to always be in contention to win that game, because just simple, just keep moving with the required net run rate. Just simple for it, makes the work easy. But if there is a batter on your team on the wicket who's conceding a lot of balls, she's not middling the ball onto the bat. Very huge problems for the team. Beautiful timing, gapped beautifully. Have some legs behind it. They'll take two. Probably they need to come back for the third one. There is a call on one end, and it's a total mess. Very well, beautifully fielded by Janet Mbabazi at the boundary. As they were trying to look for the third, one fell prey. There was a little bit of miscommunication. And Acheng, probably it's in good spirit that she goes, because the balls she had taken up, they were not doing any good deed to the Itandaka Acres. It's 14 for the loss of 2.
Well, Lennon, I would love to defer. Very, very unfortunate there. Acheng Elizabeth played a beautiful shot, deserving of many runs. But Mbwali Naomi there, guilty of ball watching, should have been able to complete that third single easily and comfortably before the ball reached the bowler. But Mbwali Naomi there, holding still. And by the time she took the decision to complete the run, ball was in the bowler's hand. And Acheng Elizabeth there just decides to give her away her wicket after facing many deliveries. And that brings the captain, Rita Musamali, onto the crease. Rita Musamali, 178 runs thus far in the tournament, standing head high above the rest of her teammates, carrying the team on her shoulder thus far into the eliminator, and now being called upon once again to deliver the goods. Let's see what she can do.
Yes, very, very big responsibility for the skipper, Rita. She has to dig deep around this time. Beautifully guided by Mbwali. They can take a couple. Mbwali calls, skipper says no. Neda in Uganda. Probably the skipper wants to take matters into her own hands. But that will be the end of the 7th over. Score is at 15 for the loss of 1 wicket, for the loss of 2 wickets. Beautiful scenes here. Very, very productive over for the CP Trekkers, getting that vital run out for Acheng. Probably open up the batting lineup and get more wickets, especially the one they badly need. They need the one at the wicket right now. Their star captain, Rita Musamali, very informed batter. I think this year she has amassed enormous runs for the Victoria Pearls, and there is nothing wrong with her at the moment. Good player.
Rita Musamali, the most informed batter for the Victoria Pearls, completing that qualifier there with an average of 42. It was unfortunate that the team didn't make it to Nepal, but once again, the grind doesn't stop. and here she is turning up and captaining the Itanda Kayakers in the Lyca Super T20. Namagoba Sheila into the attack. Another youngster there being given the responsibility. Starts off with a foolish delivery there. Very, very good sights. As an off spinner, don't be scared of bowling it full. Try to ask the batter as many questions as you can. Perhaps you'll be able to pick up a wicket as they rush. Play your delivery.
Numerous time for her to step up. This is a very, very good opportunity for her to make a very good partnership with Rita Musamali. She can hit that ball. She can play all the shots. Just need to be a little bit composed more and give herself confidence that she can do this and get the ball onto the bat and probably give her team a good chase. As you all know, cricket has never been, it's an individual team sport, but you have to stand out for your team. Conceding dot balls will just create more pressure for the Itanda Kayakers. Cause they are 14-for-1 as we approach almost halfway the innings. They badly need some more runs onto the board.
Field change there. Teddy Oyela being sent to fine leg, leaving that mid-wicket region vacant. Mbwali Naomi gifting a chance. It is put down by Nasuna Tahia. Pressure there, tailing after conceding 4 dot balls, giving a catch. It was not completed by Nasuna Tahia. Very, very good bowling here from the youngsters. Namagoba Sheila complimenting her schoolmate Nasuna Tahia, picking up a couple of dot balls. A single is completed, and that marks the end of the 8th over. I think at this stage, there is some lack of game awareness from the Itanda Kayakers. Rita Musamali failed to complete a double in the previous over that would have kept her on strike. And after facing 5 deliveries, Mbwali Naomi picks up a single, taking her back to strike. Should be looking at getting Musamali on strike as much as possible. All know Musamali's power and scoring ability. Never in doubt. Therefore, try to ensure that you give a strike as much as possible. There is a change in bowling from the Ginger Road end. The Don, Stephanie Nampina, comes into the attack. Stephanie can bowl a couple of leg spinners and off spinners at the same time. Let's see what she has in the bag for Mbwali at this stage.
That's the problem. They are not looking to be aggressive. Just trying to tickle it down lazily. Doesn't get onto the bat. Swiped away. Of course, that fielder will collect beautifully there. The deep mid-wicket region. Take a single which brings Rita Musamali onto strike. Probably she will start getting her groove from this ball. Facing a familiar person, wear the same colors in the Victoria Pearls. Never in doubt, she has to lead her team. She has to stick on the wicket. They are to win this game. There isn't any chance I see if Itanda Kayakers lose that wicket for the skipper.
Rita Musamali finally off the mark, the single towards the cow corner region. Keep rotating strike. An odd boundary here and there will keep them in touch. Quick single there taken. Very, very good running between the wickets by Rita Musamali and Mbwali Naomi. Rita Musamali facing one of her best friends, perhaps Stephanie Nampina, always together with Immaculate Nachisui.
swept clean. Didn't get a clean face of the bat on that, but they'll manage to get away with the single after beating that fielder, the mid inside the circle. Change of the field there. Would see rotation behind the wicket keeper, just a short third and a short leg. So there is a gap for a single. The onside of the field. Beautifully struck on drive by Mbwali. They just have to keep doing that, keep the pressure, keep Janet Mbabazi, the opposing captain, thinking. And that will be the end of the 8th over, that 9th over. The score is 23 for the loss of 2, 1 over away from the half of the second inning.
Very, very good strike rotation there by Stephanie Nampina, pardon me, by Rita Musamali, and Mbwali should keep doing that. And they'll be in touching distance with the target of 125 runs. Namagoba Sheila there continuing from the shell end. Mbwali now should look at getting Rita on strike as much as possible. And now, with a very huge task, 102 required in 11 overs.
Yeah. Janet Mbabazi, of course, everything seems to be working for her. She's not changing any bit of bowler, just continuing to trust what's going on, because it seems it's not doing anything for the batters, so it seems she's contented. Those beautiful sights to see that our skipper is entrusting youngsters to take on the lead, get wickets, restrict runs. It's something you need to build into players as a captain. It also improves your leadership skills on the field. Change of the field. There is a mid-wicket there for Rita Musamali. Of course, they want to drop it there. Probably she has a swipe at it. That short mid-wicket. Beautifully driven. Fielder will collect beautifully. The batters will only manage to take a single.
Lennon at this stage seeing Rita already into her groove. It takes me back to the thought, what was the team strategy? You know, Rita doesn't throw away her wicket easily. Given the mammoth task they had, perhaps she should have opened, but Mbwali now there with a beautiful shot. Fiona Egaru Kurume on the chest there, cutting it off. What could have been a boundary is limited to only 3 runs, saving her team a run. Very, very good fielding there from Kurume.
Beautifully fielded there, down onto the rope. Fiona Kulume Egaru showing her experience in the field. Cut away to split the fielders. That beats Fiona Kulume this time, and they get a despairing.
Very, very beautiful shot there from Rita Musamali, splitting the 2 fielders there, picking up a boundary. I think strategy was a bit lacking. Rita should have come in a bit early. Chase could have been different. Story could have been different altogether. Right now, leaving Rita with a lot of work to do. Yet she could have come in earlier on and given herself a chance to score as many runs as possible. As we saw Janet Mbabazi opening the proceedings for her team. Similarly, senior player in Rita Musamali and Mbwali should have done the same. Namagoba Sheila there picking up a dot ball to end over number 10. 33 runs for 2 wickets is the score. Another 92 runs required in 10 overs. But with Mbwali Naomi and Rita Musamali on the crease, Tanda Kayakas chance themselves at making it to the final. Ladies and gentlemen, take a short break. Like to welcome back Ivan Sajabi into the comms box.
Happy to be back again. 186 runs for Rita Msamali in this tournament so far, coming in 7 innings. Stephanie Nampina will continue the bowling there from the side of the Ginger Road for the CP Trackers. Let's play it down the ground, but we'll just find the mid-wicket fielder, Chatterekera Noel Britain, who will do the good work there, stopping that one.
Chance of a catch. That will be the fielder. There will be no try effort or effort from Fiona Kulume. And we get the first maximum of the day.
Yeah, Fiona Kulume effortless on that occasion. I believe if she had tried to put her fingers on that one, maybe she could have had a chance of saving her team from conceding that maximum. She plays safe as Rita Msamali tries to keep the kayakers in this match. First maximum of the game this morning. Another short pitch delivery there will be sent down to the cleaners by Rita Msamali. A maximum and a boundary, 10 off 2 balls. She's trying to take the charge as captain for the side.
Yeah, short tracker there from Stephanie Nampina, just trying to work to get Rita Msamali opening up, but Rita opens up beautifully and just guides it past those two fielders, leg side fielders. It's a little bit of cameo coming up shortly. Probably that's another 6 there by Rita Msamali. Very, very expensive over. Probably will get Janet Mbabazi thinking. I tell you, Ivan, if this continues, get a couple of more overs like this, we could be having a very, very competitive eliminator.
A T20 game is a game that can quickly change by just 1 over. So Saraktenge's over going for 28, and Zimbabwe clearly got back into the game. Well, that comes very quick to the fielder. She doesn't stop it, but Rita Msamali fired up. She'll run very quickly there and pick up that double. Good work there being done by Rita Msamali, trying to make sure that she keeps the pressure on and keeps her side in the game. Stephen Nampina needs to really think about her bowling. She's been very, very costly for the CP Trackers.
Oh, very, very important drive there to beat that fielder and go all the way for another boundary in the over. Tell you, Ivan, this has been a very, very expensive over for the CP Trackers. Current score is 55 for the loss of 2 wickets. I tell you, Rita Msamali is on the charge, 26 runs of 10 balls. But that will mark the end of the 11th over. Score is 55 for the loss of 2 wickets. Ivan, that chance given by Rita, could it be a very vital moment in the game? Probably, you see, Janet was thinking wide. Every time Rita is on strike, would bring on that fielder at that short mid-wicket. Probably it was short 1 yard from the fielder, but could she have taken it probably and bring back the chances?
Stefan Nampina going for 22 runs. Very, very expensive in a game where you're defending. She needed to have bowled better. Her first over went for just 5, but her second has gone for 22 runs. Very costly there for the CP Trackers. I tell you, Msamali, as you say it, Lennon gave a chance, but the CP Trackers not getting hold on to that chance. And now Teddy Oyela will come to bowl from the side of the shell. Starts with the half tracker, and that's dubbed away. Dubbed in the gap, but they will only take a single. Plays it down the ground, but straight to the fielder. Good work there from Nason Atahia, and no run is taken. Teddy Oera trying to do the damage control for her side. The previous over being very expensive, and now you need to chip in some dot balls to keep that gap. 7 runs to get from as many as 54 balls is the equation there for the Itanda Kayakers. This time round, she goes for a reverse sweep. Connects quite well. A dive chipped in by Leila Nalukenge doesn't quite stop that one. Boundary for Rita Msamali.
Yeah, good intent from Rita, putting the pressure on the bowlers. Just won't settle there and just linger around that wicket. Just giving a thought for the skipper and the bowler on what they could, what can they do better? What can they do better?
The boundary every over keeps Itanda Kayakers close. Now Rita Msamali looks for that single. Another misfield there for the CP Trackers. Nasun Atahia being the guilt party, and that traces away for another boundary. Back-to-back boundaries there from Rita Msamali, and his dugout will give her an applause in appreciation for the efforts she's really put up for the Itanda Kayakers. I tell you, the pressure which is being put on by Rita Msamali is exposing the bad fielding there for the CP Trackers. Plays that one down to the extra covers, finds Fiona Kulume, and only a single is taken. But Rita Msamali playing some calculative cricket. She has 2 boundaries already in the over, and she just makes sure that she gets that single. Fumbali Naume can also just knock the ball around. She could have been a very good partner for Rita Msamali.
Wali Naume beautifully played there. Bring back Rita Msamali. But that will mark the end of the 12th over. Another expensive one to 66 for the loss of 2 wickets. Still requiring 59 in 48 balls. The last couple of overs have really shifted the game back into the Itanda Kayakers' hands. Really a good game on our hands.
I tell you, the prayer for the Itanda Kayakers should be this partnership to last quite long. Because I tell you, if a wicket falls here, would mean some more pressure going to the Itanda Kayakers side. Now, Janet Mbabasi, the captain for the CP Trackers, will get the ball and take matters in her own hands, replacing Stefan Napina, who went for 22 in her previous over. Oh, Janet Mbabasi, very, very good with those cutters. And now she'll be coming in from the Ginger Road and try and make sure that she does the damage control for the side.
Janet Mbavazi had a smirk on her face in the previous over after that ball passed that fielder who was in the covers region. A second boundary of the previous. Really disappointing.
No, let's go for a drive there. Mbali now doesn't quite connect. Dot balls is what the CP Trackers need, and Janet Mbabas chips one in. It's a game where the senior players have to take responsibility, and now Janet Mbabas trying to come in. She's trusted some bowlers, but now she'll trust herself to try and make sure that she keeps the pressure on. Plays it up in there, chance to catch, but the fielder is standing far away. That falls in the no man's land. But importantly, keeping it to just 1 run. CP Trackers will not mind that. As long as they're not giving out any boundaries, they will know that they are still in the game.
Another important fact is now that Rita is on strike 4 balls to play in the over. Probably another single despite of a dive there in the 30. Just to make sure that Janet's over doesn't go as quite as planned, to continue limiting them getting runs. They are trying to just work the singles. They wait the bad overs for the bad overs.
Indeed, this is calculative cricket. They are coming in from Mbwali Naume and Ritam Samali. They know that Gina Timbabas is one of the pick of the bowlers in the CP Trackers. When her over comes, just get the ball around, pick those singles, and make sure that you capitalize on the other bowlers who will be coming later on. Bit of a floater, soft touch there from Mbwali Naume. But you clearly see the plan there from Gina Timbabas. All the fielders in the inner circle are hanging right on the circle, just giving away one run inside. But importantly, the ones who are to the boundaries should make sure that they don't let the balls run away. Tries to go for a slog. Connects well down to deep mid-wicket, finds Hasfa Naula, the captain for Masaka Secondary School. Good work there, and just limits them to one run.
That's the end of the 13th over.
Janet Baba's really doing good work there for the Itanda Kayakers. I beg your pardon, for the CP Trackers, giving away just 5 runs in that over. And Teddy Oyela, who gave away 11 in her first over, will bowl her second from the side of the Ginger Road. Protection, deep square leg, deep mid-wicket, extra covers, and long on. Tries to go for a slog but doesn't connect. How is it? But not out is the call from the umpire. Intent from Ritam Samali, very clear, Lennon.
Wants to go for that slog sweep. She has played it beautifully. Connected to every ball. 99%. Them have gone for runs.
I tell you, Janet Timber was not taking any chances. Standing right at the deep mid-wicket boundary. You'll feel that the captain could be fielding in the inner circle, but Janet Timber was not taking any chances. She's put herself in a place where she could quickly take that catch and see off Ritam Samali. I tell you, if the Spitrickers need to release themselves off the pressure, they need to break this partnership as quickly as possible. Now, that one will run away. The chase is on there. Chaterekera Noel and Shilana Magoba. And just 2 runs there taken by Mbwali Naume. But most importantly, she's kept the scoreboard ticking, giving you great support to Ritam Samali, something that Acheng Elizabeth couldn't execute earlier on in the innings.
Got lucky with that previous delivery, just edging it past that wicket keeper there, Jimia Muhammad. Touch and go stuff there. Good running between the wickets and good supportive role there by Rita Mbwali.
(42 of 19), Ritam Samali will now take guard. Her partner 22 of 29, Mbwali Naume. 52 runs needed from 38 balls if the Itanda Kayakers will win and make it to the finals. Goes for a slog sweep but doesn't quite connect. And that will go down to Janet Mbabazi for another single. Well, the single will mark the end of the over. And after 14 overs, 75 for 2 is the score. Itanda Kayakers, 50 runs needed from as many as 36 balls. Very, very close margins this game. Lennon Kangume will take a short break, and I welcome Jeff Mwesugwakasozi. Jeff, where do we see this one going?
Thank you, Ivan. Well, very, very tight contest. The CP Trackers looking to be in panic mode. Couple of fumbles and 2 big overs have set the Kayakers on course of chasing this one. But I think the game is still evenly balanced. I think either side, if they could keep cool heads, game could go either way. Janet Mbabazi there bowling a couple of cutters. picking up a dot ball. Rita Musamali looking at the mid-wicket region, assessing her scoring zone, knowing her strength. If anything strays down the line, she'll be able to sweep or pull down this side. Picks up a single to the long on region. Urume there down, collecting, limiting them to a single.
I tell you, that is very important there for Rita Musamali. Even if the boundaries are not coming off Janet Mbabazi's bowling, make sure that you keep the scoreboard ticking. Was one, and make sure that she picks up that single. But Janet Mbabazi has been one of the big bowlers for her side. Very, very good with those slow deliveries. But that is played down by Mbwali Naomi for yet another single. Janet gave away 5 in her first over. Very, very good stats considering that there are bowlers who've gone, that the previous 2 bowlers, one went for 22 and the other for 11. You can make sure that you bowl a very economical over to keep your game, to keep your team in the game.
That one bit shortage. Rita Musamali pouncing on it and playing it to the extra cover region, picking up another single. Well, Ivan, I think these 2 batters should put Janet on pressure as well. Still has another 2 overs in a game that has 5 overs. If you're going to play her with a lot of caution, that leaves you with 3 overs to score 50 runs from. So I think they should attack her as well. Shots like that will put the ball under pressure. The fielder there, Stephanie Nampina, giving chase and saving a boundary. Very, very good fielding there from Stephanie Nampina. Saves what would have been a certain boundary. But a very good shot played by Mbwali Naomi. Width on offer. Played that one beautifully down on the ground. Very unfortunate not to pick up a boundary.
I tell you, the work done by Stephanie Nampina really saved her side from conceding a certain boundary there. Need senior players to show up. It's a big stage, big games that need big players. End of the over there from Janet Mbabazi. Eight for 2 is the score after 15 overs, and 45 runs from 30 balls is the equation there for the Itanda Kayakers if they are to win. On the other side, the Bujagal Raptors are just watching to see who wins here to join them in the finals. The finals will be happening in the afternoon at 2 p.m. This tournament is sponsored by Lyca Mobile Uganda, alongside Cricket Uganda, by the high performance team there led by the high performance manager Richard Okia, making sure that they put this tournament together. Of course, this is an immediate intervention following the fact that the Victoria Powers didn't make it to the global qualifiers. They last made it to the qualifiers last year, but a few games where we would have some questions, including that semi-final game where Uganda clearly could have maybe made themselves to a total close to 150. And they really had the pressure on during that defense, but quite didn't get hold onto that one. But Teddy Oyela returns to ball for the CP Trekkers. And I tell you, Jeff, the good thing that the CP Trekkers have done at this moment is try and make sure that they dry up the boundaries and keep the pressure on.
Yes, given the required run rate being at 9, ensure that you cut off the boundaries, make them run hard between the wickets. They can only run so far. They will tire, legs will finally give up. Teddy there being generous, giving a wide. 44 runs, pardon me, another 43 runs required in 28 deliveries. Very, very good shot there from Mbwali Naomi. Walks down the wicket, plays down the screen, straight as you like, picking up another boundary.
Yeah, the field placement there from the CP Trekkers. You and me, Jeff, we know that Mbwali Naomi is very, very strong playing the balls down the ground. So this is when you need to have your 2 fielders long on and long off just right at the boundary. And straighter because that's her scoring area. But I tell you, despite that shot, Janet Mbabazi has kept the same field. And Mbwali Naomi says it's okay. Plays another shot right in the same area. And same rewards. Boundary for the CP Trekkers, for the Itanda Kayakers.
Back-to-back boundaries there from Mbwali Naomi, playing the same shot putting the bowler under the pump. Teddy Oyela, now with all the work to do after bowling a wide, goes on to concede 8 of 2 deliveries, maintaining the same field setting. Field at long on, wider. Love to see her get straight as possible because Mbwali's scoring zone is straight to the screen, walks down the wicket and is stamped. Umpire Sharon Athola says that's out. Mbwali Naomi guilty of playing a shot too many, and the wicket is picked up by Teddy Oyela. Good recovery there from Teddy.
I think that was a bit uneasy wicket for the side to take. Mbwali Naomi really not using the fact that she had capitalized on the previous 2 deliveries where she's gotten back fours to just keep in her crease and try and make sure that she just maybe looks for a single. She jumps out and she's stamped, and I tell you, that partnership being broken would mean that the CP Trackers would be the happy side, because now they will have a new batter at the crease in the names of Namiro Mary.
Namiro Mary, another big hitter. At this stage, Itanda Kayakas will chance themselves at getting the required runs, given that Namiro is on. Namiro there with 6 sixes in the tournament. Number 2 on the 6 hitting charts with Immaculate Nachisui, also on 6 sixes in the tournament. Good show of strength there from the youngster from Ginger SS. Let's see what she has in the bag. Immediately, a big swing at the ball, misses.
Yeah, Teddy Oyela just keeping that one outside off stump. And Mary Namiro couldn't quite get her bat onto it. Not a lot of batting remaining after these 2. That one coming off the middle of the bat. Namiro Mary will be happy. But that marks the end of the over. 90. For 3 after 16 overs is the score there for the Itanda Kayakas, and 35 from 24 balls if they had pick up victory. Mbwali Naomi departed after scoring 34 of 35. Britam Samali taking responsibility, 46 of 26 earlier on. So the skipper for the CP Trackers also knocking a half century in the first innings of the game. Britam Samali, who is half base at the Victoria Powers team, is also trying to make sure that she takes responsibility here. Now, Janet Mbabazi will return to ball from the Ginger Road end.
The Kayakas will have themselves to blame if they lose by a small margin after that poor power play. Just 17 runs, the power play. Rita going there for a booming sweep, misses. Luckily, that misses the stumps. A lot of responsibility there resting on her shoulders. And with the required rate up there, needs a couple of boundaries in this over to get her team going.
I tell you, Ritam Samari nearly falling for the trap. Sloppiness there from Leila Nalukenge. I tell you, a ball clearly played to you would mean that a good quick pick up and a throw. Chances you said to pick up a run out, but Leila Nalukenge being a bit sloppy, and in the end, these 2 managed to rotate strike. Now Janet Mbabas will be bowling to Namiro Mary. Namiro Mary yet to get off the mark. None of 2. But she is a powerful batter. Player of Ginger SS Cricket Club. Also a student at that very school. Mary Namiro. Mary Namiro and Ritam Samali are OGs. Both of them going through the hands of Habib Mugarula. Tries to go for a sweep, but doesn't quite connect. But I tell you, that was some good intention there, some good intent there being shown by Mary Namiro. Trying to make sure that she tries to capitalize on picking a biggie for her side. Because his side will need a boundary every over. If they keep themselves close, because the gap between the balls and the runs is starting again to grow bigger.
Safety protocol there being followed by Simon Chintu. Batter being hit on the helmet. Concussion test there has to be performed quickly to ensure that the batter is in the right state of mind to continue. Mary Namiro looking steady. Umpire there trying to check the equipment, and the batter all looks to be fine, and I think we are set to go. 34 runs required in 3.3 overs. 9.71 is the required run rate. A lot of work to do from these two batters, Rita Musamari and Mary Namiro. If they can hit a couple of boundaries, maybe attack this over. A big shot there from Mary Namiro, but taken by the fielder, deep mid-wicket.
Yeah, good work there from the fielder, deep mid-wicket. Hasfa Naula. Hasfa Naula is the current captain for Masaka Secondary School, but a proud product for the Mukono cricket community. Hasfa Naula, one of the players who started cricket when she was in her primary six there, being coached by the on-field umpire Simon Chit when she was still in her primary school. She did her primary from St. John's Primary School, a school which is very close to St. John's Secondary School that is coached by Barakatu Yamwesimira. But good anticipation there from her. She judges that ball quite well, gets hold onto that catch and sees off the dangerous Mary Namiro. I tell you, I can't throw any blame to Mary Namiro. She knew that her team needed to pick up a boundary in this over. Went hard to pick one, but didn't quite connect well. Namiro departs and Amuge Kevin arrives at the crease. A lot of work to do for the Itanda Kayakers if they had pick up victory. 34 runs from 20 balls looks close. It mentions they have 6 wickets at hand, but not a lot of batting. The protection there for Janet Mbabas will be long on, long off, deep mid-wicket and deep square leg, because she knows that Amuge can slog. Amuge hit and run, but sent back very quickly there by Stefan Nampina. And that will be a dot ball there for the CP Trekkers as they add more pressure to the Kayakers.
Dot ball pressure there. Skipper Janet Mbabazi chipping in with invaluable overs when the Kayakers were getting away with the chase. Brought herself into the attack, applied brakes to the chase. Now Rita Musamali with all the work to do. Musamali on 47 off 28. 34 runs are required in 18 balls at a rate of 11.33 per over.
Yeah, but what an over there from Janet Mbabas. She gave away just 1 run in that over and also picked up a big scalp of Mary Namiro. But I tell you, Jeff, the difference in this game is the number of extras. We saw the Itanda Kayakers giving away as many as 23 extras, whereas the CP Trekkers have so far given away just 3 extras. That has really been the difference, and now there will be a bowling change as Sheila Namagoba replaces Teddy Oyera from the shell end. I think this should be a time for Ritam Samari to try and capitalize, but there is protection at longer off and longer on. Deep extra covers and deep square leg all waiting to get Rita Msamali. Rita works one down to the deep square leg area. Two fielders look at each other. Teddy Oyela and Fiona Kulume, and Rita Msamali manages to capitalize and pick up that double.
Comedic scenes there at deep square. Teddy Oyela trying to cut that one off with her legs. Unfortunately, kicking it out of reach, giving the batters a chance to complete another run. Very, very crucial run because that brings Rita Musamali on strike. Umpire Simon Chintu calling the skipper to have a chat. I think they're behind the over rate and they'll have to bring one fielder in.
Rita Msamali now at 49 of 29, a strike rate of 168.97. The infield umpire Simon Chintu and Sharon Afaula both have T20 internationals at their back. I tell you, you would clearly feel that this game is in safe hands. But this is the eliminator match of the Lyca Super T20 happening here at Lugogo Cricket Oval. A game where the Itanda Kayakers won the toss and opted to bowl first. Conceded quite many as the CP Trackers posted a respectable 124 for 7 in the 20 allotted overs of the first innings. The Bujaga Rafters are already in the finals, and whoever wins here will join them in a final match which will happen right at this very ground in the afternoon starting at 2 p.m. But now we are back for the action. Shilaman Namagoba comes again, bowls one full, and that's played very nicely there by Rita Msamali. Will pass between two fielders and will race away for a boundary.
This is the over. Should be looking at attacking young inexperienced player there in Shida Namagoba. Rita Musamali completing her half century, but the job is not yet done. Muted celebrations there, but applaud from the teammates. She knows big task is still at hand and has a muted celebration. Another sweep shot there in the air for some time, but it didn't carry to the fielder at fine leg and picks up a single.
Yeah, running round from the deep square leg area there, the sweeper Fiona Kolume Egaro, good work, giving them just one run. Kevin Amuge doesn't need to really overheat at this time. She just needs to make sure that she rotates strike to try and bring Rita Musamali back on strike. Shilana Magoba bowls one quick soft touch there from Kevin Amuge. You'll feel that maybe she had my call. She picks up that single, gets off the mark, and brings Rita Musamali on strike. I tell you, when I was sharing with Coach Dewusi Muhumuza, the head coach for the Victoria Pearls, on how the selection of these teams came about, he said that one of the things he was looking at is trying to make sure that he distributes these players so that the senior players can learn, take charge. Well, that's played in the gap, but Stefan Nampina running around it. Good pickup and good throw. Look at the backup. Sepitrek not giving away any chances.
Yes, Ivan, like you mentioned, the youngsters getting experience from the senior players. And one of the things they've learned is ensure that you back up as much as possible earlier on in the tournament. So teams notching up runs through poor backup. This time round, with the progress of the tournament, we see improvement. Good stuff there on show.
I tell you, the high performance team should be looking at having many of these tournaments, because many of these tournaments have really served as a learning point for so many of these players. When these players are playing together for some time, they always tend to get in the game and find groove. 18 overs gone and 100 up there for the Tanda Kayakers. 100 for 4 after 18 overs is now the score. 25 runs needed from 12 balls. Now the equation for the Kayakers, if they are to make it to the finals. Janet Mbabazi will bowl the penultimate over from the Ginger Road end. A bit of a half tracker there that is played. Takes some time up in the air, but it should be close to the boundary. The fielder there, Lakisa, not doing good work as that one goes away for a boundary. Cheryl put in some effort there, try and stop it. But Joyce Lakisa Okema stepped on the boundary ropes and that went away for 4 runs. Tries to go for a slog, but doesn't quite connect. And that missed hit there from Rita Msamali will bring a change in the comms. Lennon, we are at the business end of things. The Itanda Kayakas trying to find themselves in the game, but they need 21 runs. Another shot takes some time up in there. This time round, Lakisa Joyce takes a catch, and that sees off Rita Msamali. Lennon, where do we see this one going?
I think I reckon Jeff saying earlier on in the innings when the Itanda Kayaka's keeper was getting on to hit up firing around all the oval, he said that it will be themselves to blame if they lose this match because it was a great platform laid except for the last couple of overs. CP Trekkers have fighted the line by paying dividends, getting that main danger batter Rita Msamali, 59 of 34. Really, every ball now which goes, it increases the required rate. Very challenging.
There was some good thinking there from Janet Mbabazi. She went pace off. Rita Msamali thought it was the ball to sweep. Didn't quite connect well on that one with that pedal shot. And in the end, that leads to her demise. But the demise of Rita Msamali went going after scoring that half century, 55 runs. We'll now see 2 bowlers at the crease. Sarah Akiteng is the new batter in. Now she will be batting alongside Amuge Kevin.
I think right now the Itanda Kayakas have to go to everything to be in contention to win this match. They have to run hard, hit hard. Everything has to get by hard.
Showing some intent there, Sarah Akiteng. The only thing that these 3, the batter on strike, the batter on strike, and the bowler share is that they are all products of the Soloto Cricket Academy. Pace off, he swings hard, gets some contact. They are running very quickly. They will be happy to take every run. Lakisa Joyce there, good work. But 2 runs taken there by Sarah Akiteng.
Bit unfortunate there for Janet Mbabazi, well bowled. Unfortunately, the batter and the keeper missed everything. They will go for 2. Everything is intense at the moment, both at the fielding team and the batting team. And she's stamped and she's gone there, Sarah Akiteng, for not troubling the scorers even.
Sarah Akiteng there falling for Janet Mbabazi's trap. Janet Mbabazi bowls a bit of a floater. The ball takes some time in the air. And the sweep shot there from Sarah Akiteng doesn't quite make any contact. Well, that leads to her demise. You would feel that at this moment, Lennon, it is the CP Trekkers who are in things. 19 from 7 balls is now the equation for the Itanda Kayakas if they are to win and advance to the finals. But another product from Soloto Cricket Academy will make way to the crease. Tino Sar, a student at Late Secondary School down in Soroti, Nakatunya to be particular, will now be the new batter at the crease. And now we are down to the last over of the second innings of this game. 19 runs from 6 balls as Shilana Magoba comes to bowl Starts with the half tracker that's played down the ground by Kevin Amuge straight to Janet Mbabazi. Good throw and just one run is taken.
Yes, something unusual happening here. CP Trackers have really dominated the first 8 overs, something unusual. Then the middle overs were dominated by the Itanda Kayekers. Then again, they come back, the CP Trackers, to dominate the last 4 overs of the power play, something you don't see usually.
3 sixes here for the Itanda Kayakers would see them into the final. But as they said here at the make than done, swings hard. They are chancing themselves take 2, but you know, the running there from Sarah Akiteng just shows that they have conceded defeat. No run, no extra run is taken apart from that single. But Janet Mbaba is not taking any chances. She's kept deep square leg, deep mid wicket, long on and long off right at the boundary there. Run out chance. Thought it was time for hit and run. Softy dismissal. As Shiana Magowa picks that one and gives it the wicket keeper to do the easy work of wiping off the bails. And the Itanda Kayakers lose their 7th wicket.
Miscommunication in between the wicket. You don't know. I don't know the reason why they were running off. There was no need. Had to keep this wicket. And to the advantage of the CP Trackers, they get their 7th wicket of the game. But really, this was a beautiful game where Janet displayed good leadership and interesting youngsters on the team to take on the ball, and they really did their job.
Indeed, in a game where we saw the senior players going for many, you need to try and make sure that you trust the youngsters. But the new batter in is also a product of the Sorot Cricket Academy, formerly a student at Joy Kim Primary School, where she did her primary, but currently in her Form 2 at Indeja Secondary School, Blessing Noel in Apio. Gets in and gets off the mark right away. Trying to look for 2, but good throw there from Stefan Nampina as they only take a single. But at this time in the game, you would feel that it's all done for the side. 17 runs to get, I beg your pardon, 16 runs to get from just one ball is close to impossible. Shimmy down the track there, but that swings hard Kevin Amuge, but doesn't make any contact.
Very, very beautiful game of cricket. The CP Trackers win by 16 runs after the second innings. Itanda Kayekers only managed 108 runs for the loss of 7 wickets in their chase to 125.
You're now going down to the match summary. This eliminator game happening between CP Trackers and Itanda Kayakers. Itanda Kayakers won the toss and opted to bowl first, but the 23 extras they gave away was the difference at the end of the match. CP Trackers led there by their captain, who scored 52 of 52, Janet Mbabas, at a strike rate of 100. And some solid contributions there from Jimia Abdallah Mohammed, who scored 12 of 28. Stefan Nampina, 27 of 21, got themselves to a solid total of 124 for 7 in the 20 overs of the first innings. 1 wicket each there from Amuge Kevin, Tino Sarah, Mary Namiru, Sarah Acting, and Apio Blessing, but wasn't very, very fruitful for the side. In the chase, we saw the captain for the Itanda Kayakers also putting up a show, 59 of 35 at a strike rate of 168. Mbali Naume supporting her quite well with 34 of 35, but very, very handy with the ball. The CP Trackers giving away just 3 extras, saw themselves march into the final. Janet Mbabazi was very, very fruitful with the ball, picking up 3 wickets and going for just 16 runs at an economy rate of 4, whereas Teddy Oyera and Fiona Egaru Kulume chipped in with 1 wicket each. Well, a 15 runs victory there for the CP Trackers will see them advance to the finals, where they will make a party with the Bujagal Rafters. The final will be happening later on. We've come to the end of this game, but from the commentary box. My name is Evan Cyprian Sajabi. I had Lennon Kangume here with me and Jeff Mwesqua Kasozi, bringing you the beautiful stories from the Lugogo Cricket Oval. Make sure that you keep it Cricket Uganda. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on notifications so that when the final matchup comes up, you will be right on your screens to enjoy this beautiful commentary. Bye-bye for now.